Hello, my name is Rutkowski, and I will be presenting on my paper on the differing perceptions of parents and teens regarding online safety communication. This study aims to understand the factors behind parent and teen differences in family communication about online safety. Previous studies have found differences between the perceptions of teens and parents' family communication and found that an increase of communication can lead to improved experience for teens. To discover the perceptions, we used a quantitative approach to analyze survey data. This study is the first of its kind to explore the mechanisms in which we might be able to improve family communication between parents and teens regarding online safety risks. With this knowledge, I believe that if we know the factors behind this gap, we will be able to improve family communication. To start, it's important to make sure we're all familiar with the concept of family communication and why it's important. Jacobi defined family communication to be how family members are able to negotiate and define their relationships. Baer added on to this and found that positive communication is a way of letting family members share their evolving needs and preferences. This has been studied in numerous studies to determine the effect positive communication has on the children in a variety of ways. Studies have found that positive communication enables better family functioning, decreased chances of depression in the children, and improved outcomes for youth regarding risky behaviors such as sex, drugs, and alcohol abuse. It has also been found that effective family communication helps protect teens from risky adolescent behaviors online as well. Teens who have higher communication with their parents about online risks are less likely to experience online risks, and when they are, they're more aware of how to deal with the effects. We performed this research with the intent to understand if there was a difference between how teens and parents view family communication around teen online safety, and to determine that if so, what factors contribute to how the teens and parents view their family communication. The constructs were adapted from previous research studies and created using a composite of a series of related questions to which we averaged to find the score for that category. Here you can see our dependent variable, online safety family communication, our independent variables, teen online risk exposure, online safety concern, parental mediation, and positive and negative effect, aka PANIS. For our data analysis approach, to answer research question 1, we use paired t-tests between the parent and teen reports to discover if there is a difference between teens and parents view their family communication. For research question 2, we used a hierarchical linear regression model to test our hypotheses to see what factors contribute to how teens and parents view their family communication. To recruit participants, we set up a Qualtrics panel to select 215 parent-teen pairs in the United States. This survey was web-based and required consent of both participants, the parent and the teen. Here are the descriptive statistics for all constructs of our model. As you can see, all Cronbach's alphas are over 0.7, so they meet the reliability threshold. Next, I ran a paired t-test to examine the differences in perceptions between parents and teens. It was found that teens reported higher perceptions of family communication, restrictive mediation, and tech monitoring than their parents. The parents, on the other hand, reported higher levels of teen risk exposure, risk concern, active mediation, and monitoring. Both positive and negative effects were found not to have a significant difference between parents and teens. Displayed as the result of the teen regression model, which was statistically significant and explained 42.4% of the variance in the dependent variable. For teens, risk concern, active, restrictive, and monitoring mediation styles, and positive effect significantly impacted their perceptions on family communication on online safety. On parents, on the other hand, here is displayed the results from the parent regression model, which was statistically significant and explained 59.8% of the variance in the dependent variable. For parents, active and tech monitoring mediation styles and positive effects significantly impacted their perceptions on family communication on online safety. Now to answer research question 2, which was what factors impacted the difference in perception between parents and teens' views on family communication, we found that the differing factors were risk concern, restrictive, and monitoring for the teen, and tech monitoring for the parent. They both viewed active mediation and positive effect to positively increase their perception of online safety communication. One thing that's interesting to point out is that the parents and teens don't disagree. While teens found, for example, that restrictive mediation lowered their perspective of family communication, parents did not find it to be a statistically relevant factor. This is the case for all of the differences. This study found that there were numerous factors that impacted family communication about online safety. It confirmed there was a significant difference between how parents and teens ranked their concern for online safety, while finding a teen's concern positively impacted their view on family communication. While previous research has found that parents are very worried about online risks for their teens, the likelihood of a child encountering a risk is minimal, and children are more confident about their technical skills than their parents. It would be interesting to see more study done into this topic, exploring if parents are overly concerned or if the teens are more indifferent about their risks online and unafraid of encountering them. This relationship between a teen's perception of family communication and online concern could likely be that teens who are more concerned about their online risks are more likely to communicate with their parents to ensure they don't encounter them, or could be a reflection of shared family culture regarding risks. There were also differences between how parental mediation strategies impacted teen and parent views of family communication on online safety. Confirming what I expected based on prior literature, active and monitoring mediation was positively linked with stronger family communication, and there was a negative relationship between teens' views of restrictive mediation and family communication. This suggests that teens view active and monitoring mediation strategies as a positive indicator of family communication, implying that teens want their parents to have an active role and help employ some monitoring to foster communication, while restrictive technologies hurt this relationship. This relationship, especially the use of monitoring, would be interesting to study how it changes over time and with various teen experiences. This goes hand in hand with Blackwell et al.'s research that found teens and parents want family members to focus less on devices during family time, which reflects the desire for teens to connect and communicate with their parents. Our study helps show how the teens want their parents to communicate about online risks. Since the teens had very significantly negative view on restriction of family communication, while parents had no relationship, it's important that the teens' voices are heard. More research would be interesting here as well to find out how parents can be less reliant on technical monitoring and restrictive practices, and instead focus on active mediation and monitoring. The regression results also found that the state traits of the teen has a significant positive influence on family communication. The significant positive relationship between teen positive effect and family communication supports the idea prior literature suggested that positive family communication has a protective impact on adolescent experiences, but we did not find any evidence to support a relationship between negative effect and family communication. It would be interesting to perform more studies on the correlation between family communication and teen emotional state, with the development of a longitudinal study to evaluate the changes in teens' experiences and understand if the emotional state of a teen is the cause or effect of family communication. Our survey represents a static moment in time, while the adolescent experience is extremely dynamic and family relationships are impacted over time due to interpersonal and event-related external influences. The biggest key takeaways to remember from this presentation is that teens and parents experience family communication about online safety differently, but they really don't disagree that much. Both parents and teens view active mediation and a teen's positive mental health as important in maintaining healthy family communication. Teens also find their concern about online risk exposure and monitoring mediation strategies to help foster their communication and have a negative relationship between restrictive and communication. Parents do not disagree with either of those points, but also find that they believe technical monitoring increases their family communication with their teens. It's incredibly important to maintain and increase family communication online, and future technologies should try to do this as best as they can. As a result, future safety solutions should balance teen autonomy, privacy, and active mediation with monitoring and transparency to best foster that relationship. This is a challenging goal, but would provide incredible results. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you so much for listening. I encourage you, if you have any further questions or interest, to read my paper. Thank you.